Hey, what's up, AJT fam? I hope you guys had a great weekend. As promised, I am going to recap on the last part of my week. I'm sorry I didn't get to do my daily recaps during this week. It's been a really busy week. I was out Wednesday and had a lot of mentor sessions, Thursday and Friday. So didn't really get to do what I like to do for you guys that might have missed that morning session in the live trading classroom. But as promised, I am going to knock it out. But one question I want to ask you guys, and I want you to ask it of yourself and answer it honestly. All right. Why not get a return on your investment? You've invested money in your trading career, in education, in chat communities and all this other stuff, even in taking trades. You've invested your time, your money, your blood, sweat, and tears. You put all of this in. Why not go that extra mile and get a return on everything that you've invested? Okay, we cry about the risk reward in our trading and this R shit and all this other stuff. But where is that type of thinking when it comes to what you invest in yourself? That's where the focus needs to be. Because unless you get yourself squared away and unless you're able to put everything together that you've invested in, it doesn't matter what process you buy. It doesn't matter what community you join. Nothing matters. Doesn't matter what boot camp you take. It's not going to come together until you start looking to get a return on the investment that you've made in yourself. Because that's where the dividends are going to come. So if you haven't done that, if you're stuck in this circle, if you're like a NASCAR driver that keeps driving in circles, or if you're on a road course, it doesn't matter. The start and finish line is always in the same place. And you always, wherever you start, you always come back to finish where you started. You're not getting anywhere. You're just going around in circles, putting in time, money, blood, sweat, and tears, but you're not getting anywhere. Okay, it's time for you to start getting somewhere. It's time for you to straighten that out and start moving forward. So come join me. My next evolution of the trader's mindset. It's a live program, but you do get the PDFs for each class. You also get the recording of that live class, so that you could refer back to it as many times as you need to. When you join me, it's a lifetime deal. I do not do subscriptions or anything like that. I don't have time for that. I'm just a one-man band, but I have to limit how many people I could take in. So I can only take a handful of new people in on this next evolution. So if you want to join in, come join me. averagejoetrader.org, or you can email me ed@averagejoetrader.org. Once I get so many people, I gotta cut it off, because I'm a one-man band, and you get one-on-one time with me whenever you get into trouble and have issues that you got to deal with. That's where the one-on-one mentoring comes in, and that's unlimited. So of course I can only have but so many people. So don't wait. Get some return on your investment. All right. So now I did do this. I think I went over this Monday. I did do a recap on Monday. Here I was trying to catch the bounce on NVIDIA because I missed the big move. Got stopped out. Jumped back in when we made another low. Ended up stopping out again. Flipped it long, bought, sold, sold it here for a base hit, Didn't take it off up here. I'm still kind of caught in this, not trying to stretch this out, trying to stretch the trades out as far as I can. But I should have taken profit up here. I didn't, and it ended up knocking me out at break even. And that was all I did with NVIDIA that day. LLY, I bought the breakout here, got a base hit on it, then it just pretty much traded sideways the rest of the day. LLY is on low volume, but if you look at the daily chart, it was a really nice breakout chart off the 52-week high. So we've been looking at it for several days, and we've been getting moves on several days. Sometimes it's a full pull, sometimes it's just a base hit. But all in all, we're doing everything we can to maximize these moves. But one of the adjustments that I have to make, and we're going to talk about that Tuesday in the first 90 days of trading program, is making adjustments in our trading and how we need to put that in our process. Should be a permanent part of our process. But the adjustments we make are not based on fear. It's based on what we see in the market and reading the price action. So we've got the breakout over the pre-market high here. This is the first 5-minute candle, so this is an aggressive entry over the pre-market high. Got my first target. Really should have gotten it up here. The market was telling me, but I took it off as we started coming back, and it bounced. And I anticipated this was a bad move, especially in this type of market. This was after 10 o'clock. I anticipated the move. Didn't even wait for the breakout, much less the confirmation. This turned out to be a bad trade. And then I jumped back in to buy it, after I got the signal here that we were looking to reverse. We did reject the 9 here and pull back, but I was able to get a nice profit on this and bailed out again, break even. And then I got back in when it kind of bounced off the 50 here. And it kind of worked its way up and, got some good profit targets. And then at the end of the day, ended up, bailing out here. But again, I entered a little bit early. I did enter over all of this resistance here. But I really should have waited and got in over the VWAP. But, it just wasn't a smart thing to do, because here, this is where we rejected the last time. Why would I get in ahead of that rejection? And it even started rejecting here again. Fortunately, on the pullback, we found some buyers and it took off. But what I'm pointing these things out for is to show you I do make mistakes. It doesn't matter how many years you've been trading, you will make mistakes. You will get kind of emotional sometimes, and the market will start convincing you to do things that are against your rules. And this is definitely against my rule. It worked out, but had I waited and taken it according to my rules, I would have still made money on it. But it is a struggle, and I want you guys to know and understand, hey, it is a struggle. Okay, ORCL, this was the aftermarket earnings. I got in looking for the bounce. This is not my strategy. But like I said, I've been stretching it out and messing around, not trading very well, and taking the risk here. Didn't really work out. I had to bail out on my phone because I got in my car getting ready to go. Alerts going off on my phone, letting me know that this thing had got below this price, or 119.50. and I had to bail out of it, on the phone. So I did lose some money. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up in DOS when I have to get out on the IB mobile app. I really need to install the DOS mobile and do it on that, so it'll start showing up here and you can see it. But I had to bail out, and before the bot, because you could see, if I didn't take it off, I would be down $2,700 here. But I did only end up making $248 this day because of this trade and how this thing washed out. And I wasn't here. I was on my way. Usually I have to leave at 5, and that just kind of caught me. It doesn't happen all the time, but just in this case, it caught me. So the next day, here's Meta. I get in Meta here, and it just kind of, the momentum shifted, and I could feel it. It may be hard to see on the chart, but reading the price action, watching how the price movement is, how the spread, comes together and then spreads out, I knew I had to get out of this because I was in for a treat. Now, obviously, if I'd have held it, it would have rejected up here and made the move, and I would have been able to take profit. But I bailed out because I didn't like what I felt, and that's part of my process. So I get back in, get a base hit, and that's kind of was it for the day. Now, this was our final target. It did hit, but I didn't get back in. All right, unfortunately, this thing came back and stopped me out at break even, and that was it. Even if I had got in up here, it still would have stopped me out. It came all the way back up and stopped me out. But it is what it is. And this is what happens sometimes, especially when the market gets really choppy. This can happen. Now, I want to point one thing out here, and I've got to do this because a lot of people will sit here and say, Ed, well, you're risking, $2, but you took profit at $1 and some change. Well, you cannot base risk reward off of the first target. The risk reward is based on what our total reward would be versus the risk. Okay, our job is to take profit along the way. So I'm going to take profit at strategic points as I'm looking for my final target. So here I got in around 304, and my final target was 301.22. So me risking $2 was not a big deal. So you can't measure that. You cannot measure this against your first target. And if it just so happens, like here, my first target was where this turned around and stopped me back out, so be it. What if I was sitting here waiting for it to hit my $2 stop? Or, I can't remember what it was. I just said $2 arbitrarily. And it went up and it hit my stop. And then it came back down. Or it didn't hit my stop. It hit my stop and it keeps going against me. So instead of me getting the profit at the first target, I was, stuck talking about, well, I risked $2. I can't take it off before $2. And I never make money. I end up losing. Makes absolutely no sense. You have to take profit along the way. And most of the times we're going to get a good risk reward, but it's not going to happen all the time. Trading is not perfect. So keep that in the back of your mind. Here's LLY. Again, I shorted this on the reversal, got a piece here, and then took the rest off up here. I logged out early, so the chart kind of For some reason, this chart kind of stopped here, but it happens sometimes. But this was the trade I took on LLY. And Tesla, this was the first trade out of the gate. Tried to get an aggressive entry. Should have taken profit here, but didn't. Thought it would bounce and then try to come back down. It never did. Had to stop out. And ended up getting it on the break of red to green, or the previous day's close. Got a couple of profit targets and then stopped out here. But I think I had a little bit left on it. I can't remember, but this got me out at break even, this last piece. So I'm thinking I accidentally left some on. I got to go back and look in my notes, but this exit was, right about where I entered. And then here, on this rejection, I got short and accidentally covered the whole thing, and then I jumped back short again and ended up having to stop out. I just, here it was just a mess. I was not trading well last week. Like I said, I had a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and my focus just wasn't here. So I got in short here once we took out the 5-minute opening range low. We had a big bounce, which I was not paying attention to at the time. Didn't have a hard stop in. I don't use those. But by the time I got back to look at the computer, we were coming back. And so I just kind of let it work out. I really thought about adding, once we confirmed, but I didn't. I just went ahead and took my profit here at the LRC, and we just traded sideways after 2 o'clock. Ended up taking the rest off, here. It never did sell off. So ended up with a decent day on Thursday, and now Friday. Bad trade on NVIDIA. Well, this must have been Thursday. I don't remember. Bad trade on NVIDIA. And then tried to buy it here and ended up having to stop out again. It just, and then, flipping it short, thinking we're coming back, stopping out again. It just wasn't a good day. Like I said, the week for me was really, really challenging. And here again, here's another one of these. I don't know why it does this with the LLY, but I had logged out early. Like, I had logged out here around 1 o'clock. And when I go back to this chart, it only went to 10:30. But I got blown up on LLY. I mean, that was just a complete blow up. And you could see, this was Thursday. This was the bad day. Actually, I was down $3,300. Yeah, was down $3,300. After I closed everything out. But, hey, I came in. The thing is, I just shut that day out, and I came in the next day not thinking about anything, not worrying about anything else, just focusing on today. Yesterday was yesterday. Come in and do what you do, and you can do good. And that's what I did. I got in, nailed a couple of targets, missed. I had this stretch too far and probably should have taken profit here when we started building, but I left it on and ended up taking a profit stop here, and that was kind of all I got on Tesla. Really could have gotten some more out of Tesla, but I didn't. I just got what I could out of Tesla, and then I moved on. Here's Netflix. This kind of was getting in toward the end of the run. This is where I should have gotten in, around here. but I was a little bit late, but I still got a base hit off of it, and that's fine. I'll take that. And then Nvidia is the one that I had overnight. So if you remember, this Nvidia was right here, and I got out of it. The problem is, somehow, when I woke up the next morning, I was in Nvidia for 600 shares. So evidently my cat walked across and had hit 200-300 orders short. So I played it. My cats, these are the covers from the overnight play. So they made me about $700-800 thanks to them. After the day I had the day before, it was terrible. So I got short, and I was trying to put in a profit target and accidentally got out. Had to jump back in, and ended up getting some profit through here. I added back once we broke the low, took some more profit here, and then it bounced and stopped me out. And then later on in the day, I got in when we took out the low. This was on Friday, after 2 o'clock. I thought we might be able to sell off, which we did. However, it recovered and stopped me out before. When this didn't make a lower low, and then here we took out the high, I got out. It rejected off to 50, and you can see it came back. Really wouldn't have made me any money, but it's all right. No harm, no foul. So not the best of weeks, but I did come back around. I did, make some good trades. It's all about refocusing and recentering yourself, knowing what to do. And that's what my trader mindset does. It helps you develop all of these skills you need in order to be solid in your trading. Okay, it's not the things that you think are the most important are probably not. Okay, if you don't develop that mindset and you don't know how to come in and execute consistently, even after losing streaks or even after winning streaks, you're going to keep going around in circles. Left turn, left turn, left turn, and then right back up where you started. So if you're tired of that, come join me. But I'm going to get ready for tomorrow. Looks like we have a pretty good week going on deck. And so I will see you guys tomorrow.